Alright, and what is up guys? Nerdfolk Gaming here. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite Pokemon to use. If you follow my channel, I've made a couple of videos, and those guys were all just kind of like guys that I think have pretty good strategies, but this is one of the guys I would really recommend, other than Machamp, I recommend Machamp. They're all pretty good, but this one I recommend the most because Goodra is just so amazing, honestly. I find that he's such a good tank, and he can be played in two kind of different ways. But we're gonna look at his stats first because these are gonna be really important. So you're gonna want to run the bold because you're not using attack and your defense is kind of lower. It's your lowest stat, so you're gonna want to boost up your attack. I mean your defense, sorry. Um, and then you're really gonna want to boost up this, like keep the some EV points in the special defense because it's obviously really high, and that's kind of what you are. You're like a special defense tank, but at the same time, if you run acid armor, which is kind of like what you're gonna want to do on your first turn, it's gonna boost your defense up by 2 stages, so that's really gonna help. And then you can obviously stack it, but even one, that's gonna help you out a lot. Two is just ridiculous. You can't kill this thing. And then with its special defense, it's obviously super high. So it's gonna be withstanding a lot of damage. Now you're gonna be wanting to run just some pretty good special defense. I mean special attack attacks like Flamethrower and Dragon Pulse. Just really high base damage with high accuracy. Um, no really bad things about these, so they're just good uh, things. And you're gonna get stab bonus from Dragon Pulse, and this is where it kind of gets situational. But if you're facing something where you don't think it's gonna do enough damage or something, you might want to say something toxics you. This is probably gonna be the best example. So if something toxics you and it's trying to stall out, maybe get in a few acid armors, try to bring it lower health with the Dragon Pulse and Flamethrower, and then rest because you're going to be replacing the toxic with the rest and then gaining back all your health. And they're going to get really annoyed because this thing, trust me, it is super tanky, and making you go back up to full health is just going to cause your opponent to rage. It's so annoying. Also, you don't have that many different types that can hurt you too much. So if you kill their dragon type or their ice type or something, you're not really gonna have much to worry about. And this is more of a later game carry, I guess, when you take out the higher priority guys. But either way, it's really strong. You're gonna want to run leftovers just because it's gonna negate some of that damage. And since you're super tanky, even as little as 1/16 is going to be quite a bit of health to regain. So that's pretty standard for the offensive tank. And now we're gonna use the stall out tank. So this one's probably my favorite thing to use ever. Like it's definitely up there. It's probably not my favorite, but it's really high up there. So you're gonna want to get Gooey. Also, I have to say this is kind of more of a strategy based thing, and it's if you don't really like using kind of like status guys, status walls, then maybe it's not for you. You could probably go back to the offensive tank. It's really useful, but this one I just find is also very useful. So first of all, we're going to be getting into this where if you are hit by a physical attack, it's gonna do 1/6 of their max health to them. So it's kind of like a rough skin. But also, contact with this Pokemon is going to reduce the attacker's speed. So these two are both kind of based on attack and whatever. So you're gonna probably want to bring this out. Either way, it's fine on a special attack user or an attack user. But attack user is probably better because of these two things stacking on it. Now we're gonna get into the attacks. So we're going to use Toxic just for that damage. Infestation you can swap out. I'll one sec, I'll find some alternatives for that, but Curse is just going to give you that attack and defense bonus. You could probably also run, I don't know why I have Curse on here actually. Acid Armor is a better bet, so I would probably recommend Acid Armor or any kind of stat boost to your defenses. If you really wanted to run like a, let's see, maybe even like a Confide to bring down the enemy special attack if you're that worried about your special defense, you can do that. But I think Acid Armor is probably the best thing to run. And then Infestation, this is going to be more used for double battles, honestly, but how it's going to work is you don't really care about the damage much. It's going to do a bit of damage, but not really. Basically, what you're using it for is trapping the enemy in the battle. So let's say this thing's used for more of like a swapper out. So you might want to Toxic it and then Infestation to keep it in, and then especially on high carries or something, and then you might want to swap out into a sweeper and then just kind of sweep them from there if they have super effective moves against that. So it's more for just keeping them in battle, trying to stall out the fight with like toxic and stuff, and also rest is going to be a good option because you're just going to regain health and you're super tanky, so you're not going to really be worried about not being able to attack. If you want to run something like counter, that's also nice. I don't know why I put up Draco meter, but acid armor is always nice. If you really want to swap out acid armor for something, you might want to go with like, let's see, you could use Dragon Tail if you wanted as kind of to swap out the guy. So you're either swapping them out to get in a different guy, or you could use Infestation to keep in a guy and swap out your guy for a different sweeper or something. If that kind of switching out isn't your thing, you might want to go for Protect or something just to stall out the fight even more. That's also a really good setup. You might want to go Protect, because if you do this, you can use Counter to kind of counter their attacks. You can use Acid to bring up your defenses. Toxic, you're going to want to use at the beginning, and then Protect to kind of stall out the battle. Let me just see something. If you can learn Mirror Coat, no, I can't. If it were to learn Mirror Coat, that would have been amazing, but can't really. So you're gonna want to max out your health, defense, and special defense in these kind of area. You're gonna want to get the defense up, attack down, and yeah, that's kind of how you play it. Oh, sorry, I kind of messed up these. I hate this new stuff. I really need to get back to my computer, but it's unavailable right now. Sorry. But yeah, that's kind of just how you play it. You can use a rest if you want. And yeah, so try to get it out on a defensive or an attacking sweeper because of that Rocky Helmet. It's really strong. Do not underestimate it. Also, with the lowering of the attacker's speed, you can swap out into someone else and then actually be able to go faster than them and sweep them or something like that. So you can do something like that. This one is a bit more viable and something that people will usually like to have. Also, Sap Sipper is just a really nice thing to have because it's going to boost your attack by 1 if you're hit by grass, which you don't really need attack, but at the same time, it's basically like it negates all grass moves. So it's kind of just protecting you from grass, and yeah, that's just really good for a tank. Getting rid of an entire type is going to be really, really strong. If you really want to use it on this one too, you can. You don't have to use GUI, because I know some people don't really like to use GUI. but Sap Sipper is fine. I just think Gooey's better because you can sweep. Say you have a slower sweeper like Machamp or something, he might be able to go faster and actually be able to kill them without taking damage or something like that. But yeah, everything is kind of just situational and what you prefer. So if you want to try these out and tell me how it works out for you guys, in the comments, just tell me that and I will uh, make some more videos for you guys soon. And yeah, see you guys soon.